Doitonadime here, so if you're looking to get organized to start this year off fresh, this video is for you. I almost didn't sit down to film this video because I feel like I'm getting sick, Charlie is sick, Carson is sick, we all have a cold, but I realized it was so important that I film this video right now because organizing doesn't happen in a vacuum. Whenever you see pictures on Pinterest or you read articles or columns with organizing advice, it doesn't seem to take into account the real stuff that's actually going on in busy people's homes. So this advice is not meant to be preachy or telling you what to do. I'm just going to give you real organizing tips that actually work for a busy working mom that you can implement in your house too. These are simple systems that anybody can achieve. It's helpful for me not to think of organization as storage, but as a system. And I think a lot of people walk into organizing wanting to have storage solutions, but if you go into organizing thinking about creating a system for accessing something later, how you're gonna access it, when you're gonna access it, and what's the frequency, that is when you're gonna find yourself most successful and organized with a sense of hierarchy. So the most accessed thing is in the front and easy to get to, and everything else falls behind it. Sometimes I call this the one in, one out rule. So the fewer times you're gonna touch an item, that means it's gonna be way more likely you keep that system super organized. So if I think to my house of the spaces that I'm truly happiest with, that stay organized, that don't get messy, those are the spaces where I've genuinely purged down to only the things that I use all the time and I love. One of those places is my vanity. Now, I am not really into makeup at all. I have very little makeup, and that's part of the reason why my vanity is such a calming place. It's so easy to find what I need. Last year, I also purged my utensil drawer. It was one of the best things that I have ever done because everything has a home. It's clearly labeled, it's easy to find. Still to this day, I do not miss those things I got rid of. We have a really old, super outdated kitchen. I have one tiny cabinet just dedicated to storing lids. I can instantly access things and it is never jumbled up. Simplicity really does have its benefits. We also keep our bathroom as sparse as possible. If you think about it, you want to have a bathroom that's inviting in the morning because that's probably the first place you're going to go. So if you can declutter and minimize something in a space, that I would really recommend. And I even think of Carson. Some of his favorite places to go get toys are the ones that are simple. He can see exactly what he has and those are his go-to places. And I feel like a lot of what I'm saying is trending in the direction toward minimalism, which I know is very trendy right now. And I am not a minimalist by any stretch. In fact, I have a linen closet that I've dedicated to toiletries just because I tend to get really good deals on those things. I buy them in bulk, so we have them and I have the space in my home to keep it. It's organized, it's all contained by bins, and it always stays that way. And I think that's the biggest key, is having those places that you go a lot, your high traffic areas, very minimalistic, and some of those places that you don't access as often, those can have some of those extra backup items. Don't go crazy with it, but I feel like that sort of balance is a really good one to find, and that's kind of how we found it in our house. Make sure you're not falling victim to just-in-case organizing. True organizing is things that you are using, you know you're going to use, and you have a time frame to use it. Just-in-case organizing is putting things away in storage because you might need it later. One of my favorite things to do is say out loud, why are you keeping this item? I am holding on to this chair if I, when I. Those are two things that are probably a sign you need to get rid of it. When you have the time to, if you decide to, really take a hard look at it and be brutal with yourself. I mention this in so many videos just because it is my favorite tip almost of all time. It's having a clutter transport basket. We recently got a bigger basket. I got it from Target. I spent pretty good money on it because it is big and it is sturdy, and we throw stuff in there that needs to go to another spot of the house. I don't want to be running up and down the stairs a million times a day, so just having access to that basket, we can transport items that are in the wrong place throughout our home. It prevents piles of clutter from forming and it keeps our house clean. It is not true that you have to have a super modern house or spend a lot of money to be organized, that you have to have a really big space. You don't. You guys know how much I love the Dollar Tree. Recently, they have changed some of their lines of organizers. They always come out with new ones, especially at the beginning of the year. Right now, they have really bright colors if you're into that, and they also have these really cute woven bins. Even beyond that, you can organize for completely free. One of my favorite free organizers is old pretzel containers that I use to organize inside of my spice cabinet. It was completely free, it's uniform, everything is the same size and shape, so it fits really well in there. And when in doubt, Ziploc bags. I stinking love Ziploc bags. I think it's great for organizing cord clutter. The bags make it so it's not going to get tangled and jumbled in a box, and it's a super easy system to keep up with. There's also no need for perfection. My house is not in a vacuum. We live in our house. Remember, organizing is not the same as tidy. When you have kids, your house is not going to be tidy all the time. It's just not. But you can be organized. And don't get me wrong, there are spots of our house that we don't like, that we're still working on. It's not that we're aiming for perfection, we're just aiming for better and simpler living. So these tips were on my heart. I hope they were inspiring to you and hopefully kind of spurred your motivation for getting organized this year. Thank you guys so much for being here. God bless you. Happy 2016, and I'll see you soon. Bye.